Man.
Okay, everyone in chat, let's do 5-part harmonies.
Oh, Ray,
Did you
be
change?
gone.
You should change the title of the stream. God damn it!
You never do it, man. People should just always assume that's the wrong one.
That's
Mm-hmm.
Crash Twitch. That's the plan.
Gave Leonardo DiCaprio a hard on with that Inception. Streamception.
That's right.
Bum, 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 bum.
You gotta have the boing. I'm surprised there's not like tabletop.
COC, man.
RPG, I guess, would maybe.
That COC, bruh.
COC?
Back to life. Back to reality.
Yeah, a giant floating orb of light.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
So can you do that on every roll, or is it like a limited number of times?
I think it's limited to the rolls you fail.
I think it's only you can only do it again if your character could do it again.
Do it again.
Because you can't like test your luck twice on the same thing.
Like trying to bust open a locked door, you could try kicking it down a couple different times, but
Yeah. But then you might end up
Like-
breaking your foot.
jumping off a cliff, you could only jump once and hopefully you land or not die or turn into a goldfish. So you actually deduct from your luck stat if you use it. Oh damn.
Yes. Just gotta-
Chances are, if you get into combat in this game, something has gone horribly wrong, and you're dead.
Yeah. The name,
Sounds
of
fine
the,
to me.
the name of the ship was the Blue November. Diving bell.
Isn't
Yeah.
that what they used in the Abyss?
Kind of. It's air pressure that keeps it from. Basically, the bottom of it is just like a pool of water that's kept. That way you can dive in and out of it. But it is essentially a pressurized bubble.
Tommy put an image in the Discord.
Yeah, there's a
Kinda
very
help.
similar thing. I think if I remember, it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but something similar I think they had in the Abyss.
Essentially, yeah, the Abyss. They had a large drilling rig that was a large bathysphere. It was just a giant bathysphere. It was the concept of the Abyss.
Ooh, kissing sailors.
There's some artwork to get you inspired.
Yeah, that works.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't think too many people surf in Maine. I feel like it's too cold up there. A lot of fishing up there.
I'd imagine I'd be on it just in case we ran into any weird occurrence issue things and to do research while I'm down there.
Is this in the summer, winter? When is this happening? Like what month? So the Hindenburg has crashed. I was looking up events of 1937. That was in May. The Hindenburg crashed in New Jersey. The Spanish Civil War has started.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah.
It's not inside Spain. It's a little country next to Spain.
Snuggled cozily.
It's like Canada snuggled up to the U.S. or Mexico snuggled up to the U.S.
I got you. I think I queued up too much, Brett.
This island looks pretty neat. Maybe we should just say fuck the boat. Let's just party here.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Oh shit!
Brett, what you might have to do is just press stop and then
Yeah.
play because I queued up a lot.
Just clear everything. Maybe clear it.
Don't clear. There you go.
Winter whale
Yeah, it's,
ASMR. Damn. Yeah, you're right.
During this time of year, or during this time of probably smoking excessively.
Yeah. He is probably
Smoking excessively. I mean, that's kind of what they
Well,
did back then because it
he-
was so
he-
cheap. I
he
wasn't
probably-
making a statement for my character. I was just saying everybody back then smoked.
I mean, he's definitely got his pipe out, probably puffing it, and
Damn flies.
yeah, he probably is just really uncomfortable by the heat and the flies everywhere, and he's probably it's just a cafe, so he's probably just sitting and having like just a cup of Joe, just a straight black coffee.
Oh, he is in the hotel lobby drinking, sipping his coffee and things like that. Drew, your character is, what is your occupation for your character?
Naval engineer.
Okay.
Old man.
He might already be meeting up with you, or just have met up with you in the hotel lobby for the breakfast time.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
So he's having some biscotti and some tea. He has a small notepad out where he has it set it on the table and the pen setting next to it. And as he thinks of anything, if he thinks of anything, he'll jot it down in the notebook. He's also got a small textbook in front of him that has some details about the geographical makeup of the ocean in that region, or at least the best knowledge they have of at the time. And he's not really reading it because he's already read it a bunch of times, but he kind of feels like if he's not constantly reading it, then he's going to miss something and he doesn't want to fail. But for the most part, he's pretty much ignoring the book since he has read it that often. And occasionally he'll reach over and jot something down in his notebook that he's, thinking of things that may go wrong and all that stuff. And so when he does think of those things, he writes them down. But for the most part, as he's drinking his tea and eating his biscotti, he is people watching, because he's always found it very fascinating to watch different people from different places and how they are just, different and peculiar. And so that's what he's doing.
Well, I was kind of thinking maybe Gus would be the second to Bob, I guess, like because they're kind of in a similar occupations. Maybe Gus is a naval diver or something, so he's got some of that training. And it's on top of his high school swim team athletics bullshit. So maybe just sitting at the table with Bob, chilling, smoking a cigarette, doing whatever 1937 people do, drinking coffee.
So is it my understanding that we're getting ready to be ferried to the ship, essentially? Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna pack all my stuff up and put it in my little satchel and follow him out and tip the door guy on the way out.
Corgan would Drew, what is your character's name? Is it
Bob.
Bob?
Bob Shaw.
Corgan would probably tell Bob, like, well, I guess I'll ride is here.
Yeah, it's that way. Best be off then, I suppose. Wait, he mentioned we dealt with Crouch?
He certainly did.
Oh, well.
To be expected, good chap.
I'm dead.
I tell him.
Oh, not me. It's cricket is my sport. Sport.
Hate the Yankees.
I say I do fancy a game of field hockey once in a while.
Field hockey.
Okay.
Come on.
The Nebuchadnezzar. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
I probably got my arms full of all of Bob and my own luggage, whatever.
Right.
Like I'm carrying
Right.
everything.
At some point during the trip, Bob would probably gesture to Gus. Come along now, pretty boy. Your appearance is so high.
I'll see if there's anybody nearby that's selling stuff. If there is, I'm looking for a newspaper. Is anybody selling newspapers? I guess I'll ask the taxi driver if there's a newspaper around here. If he has one. No, and I'll say the noticia de journal here, and I'll basically tell him that the local newspaper.
Dun dun dun.
Of course they are.
I'm gonna pull out my notepad and I'm gonna write something down. Waves. I'm not gonna write the word radio because I'm trying to keep it discreet. But then I'm gonna start reflecting on myself. If there is some sort of radio wave coming from this boat, how could the surrounding environment be amplifying that, or how could it be affecting those waves? And I'm just gonna write it down for myself to chew on.
I think Bob would just say to the doctor, in my experience with these sort of deep sea dives, there's never just nothing. There's always something. Doctor, who's a bit.
Penrose. His name is Penrose. Get it right, Bob.
Oh, muito obrigado.
Does those the Harvard people we see them clearly and everything? Do any of you chaps recognize these Harvard people? We might be able to glean some information from them before we go out on our excursion.
Everybody, or
Just Penrose.
Yeah, basically, I'm wanting to know if anybody if people can take a look at them and see if they recognize any of these guys from Harvard. Spot hidden.
One of them is wearing an SS officer's hat and has a eye patch.
Has an eye patch with the skull on it. That's
It turns around and looks at you for a second and gets back on the boat.
Yeah, he's definitely Harvard.
He's definitely Harvard. I think that's Skull and Bones, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's Princeton, my good man.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, the Ivy League's always getting me mixed. Wait, why am I British?
Because you just like making fun of British people.
Yeah.
Penrose with his hard fail. Oh, I need to scroll down. I'm sorry.
But not Penrose.
Oh, are we all supposed to roll on that? I thought it was
No.
just Penrose. Gotcha.
Well, yeah, like I wouldn't recognize these Harvard chaps.
Well,
I would see if any of you.
Yeah, the analytical ear of Penrose picked up the name of the German boat. So.
Well, if someone was like, "Hey, do you recognize those people?" I'd probably at least turn and look. Like if someone's asking me a question, I'm gonna not ignore them. Anyway, what did you say that I picked up? From the German people that the taxi cab driver said were here before us. Okay. And what was the taxi's name? The taxi driver's name? I thought you were gonna say Bon Mod.
Well, do we know how long ago were these German fellows here? Oh, he's already gone.
Has he dropped us off? Are we okay?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he was like taking our luggage out at this time. I'm sorry.
No, he's moved you to a new instance, and the only thing in this instance is the boat and a save point. So,
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. I played enough video games. I know what that means. Is there like a traveling salesman, like right on the corner too? On the
welcome to Awakis.
And so, who is driving
yeah,
our?
I've got like $40. What can I buy for $40?
Dude, this is 1937. You can buy a car
lot, yeah.
for $40.
This
Coming out of the Great Depression, you guys are loaded.
Yeah.
Well, buy a boat. Here's $40. I own this boat now.
What do you do with the Portuguese sailor? What do you do with the Portuguese sailor? What do you do with the Portuguese sailor? Lying thy morning.
Can I ask? Go ahead. I was gonna see if I could ask one of the Portuguese guys on the ship, the deckhands or whatever, if when they if they had seen the Germans, like if they knew when the Germans left. Did you see them leave earlier today? I see.
Did they ever come back?
But they were different.
Right. Yeah, it's almost like a bubble anchor that they're dropping down, pretty much.
Like you said, though, you can't control the descent, so you actually do have quite a bit of distance that you can cover with it. If it's so deep,
Yeah,
assuming it's deep.
I would assume so.
I would just prepare my outfits and check the gear, give the gear a once over. I assume for safety precautions.
Are you going to be wearing your smoking jacket under your scuba suit?
Yeah, probably. I'll bring a flask and a cigarette pack.
Do you mind if we wait 45 minutes before we drop so I can have some tea and crumpets?
I'm gonna
It's
take a
about that time.
piss over the side of the boat, and then I'm gonna get my long johns on because I heard that it's best to have a long johns rather than a bathing suit because it's gonna get cold.
Right.
Or a smoking jacket.
Gus
Right.
suits up in record time. Rest of you still trying to figure out how to put your pants on. You're already ready to go.
I would ask some of the workers about how old it is and the integrity of it, and I'd be knocking on things and okay.
You old
Oh, like
guys
the
are so slow.
bathysphere? I was actually about to ask about the state of the equipment, so pretty much the same question.
Yeah, Corgan would be like commenting about he'd be like seeing how if there's dust and how the oil is, and just making little remarks about how well maintained things are.
I think Bob would just kind of have a little whistle at the side of the bathysphere and like looking inside it and stuff. It's like, oh, this is nice. Got it.
A Corgan will roll under his Corgan Fate. By the way, being successful doesn't always guarantee something good is going to happen to you. I just wanted to point that out for people.
Right. Right. We are probably going to be. We could very well notice something that could break our minds.
Yes.
So,
I got hard success, boys.
That's what she said.
all right.
Do I know what gauge it is?
Corgan, you notice that one of the buttons on your jacket is loose.
Yes. Oh. Terrible. Terrible.
Jesus.
Wait. Shit. Okay.
It's gonna be funny if this is how it really worked. Just pure luck for how well.
Oh God.
Gus got it.
Bob! No. Yeah, I'll do it.
I had success on it, so
I'll probably say, hey, it looks like that thing's cracked.
Damn it, no.
Holy jeez.
Bob! No.
it doesn't look great. What are you doing, Bob?
Oh, shit.
That's the most important one.
Damn it all.
Can I try to fix the oxygen gauge too? Shove him out of the way and try to fix him.
Yes. Are you drunk, Bob?
Yeah.
Oof.
Who, me or him?
I was so
him.
lucky before.
Not you. You
No,
get
not
away
me.
from it.
Definitely not me. God, no.
Well, you just goobered this all up.
Tell how much we got left. So here's a question.
Yeah, but
Would Bob know, on average, like how much oxygen would be in a bathysphere? Like how much time would be? How much time you would have? Roughly.
Just one sphere? Or
Just one.
cylinder?
So, is there a way we can communicate with the boat?
yes.
Do we have? I'm just going to pick up the phone line and see if I can connect to them.
Test 1, 2.
Syllabus.
Well, we need to let them know then. I'm going to let them know that we that the oxygen gauge is broken. Are we able to, on our own, expel excess air if we feel like we're getting too much oxygen? Just like a little vent that just like lets some of it out.
If I know Bob, he's already expelled some excess air.
Capital.
Aren't you just a funny one today?
Capital, capital.
You need some salve for that wicked burn. As you look over, the Harvard guy wearing the eye patch kind of like stops looking at you and get a bad feeling.
So the people, the two people on the boat that are staying behind that are going to be pumping our stuff down to us, those are the Portuguese men.
And Dr. Watchset is from Harvard or
Hamburg.
Okay.
Neither.
I was gonna say Hamburg.
Hogwarts?
Some place called Antwerp. I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Prague? I don't know.
Kick with his actual foot.
Probably.
Picture Bob kind of kick back or something and then just reaches up with his foot, kick lights on.
Oh yeah, that's.
I'm gonna change the music. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit. The Descent. A horror synthwave. I don't know.
Like flies.
It has been nice and cued. There you go.
I assume since this is like late 1930s, they're probably like all four of them just sitting in like a rich oxygen atmosphere, smoking incessantly. It's
Yep.
like, I feel like the air is not working. I don't know.
For the less experienced, I would advise no smoking while we're in
An oxygen-rich atmosphere. Yeah.
But don't do it.
Can I tell which way is up? But I mean, if we like hit and like bounced around, I just wanted to make sure we actually landed on our feet, so to speak.
But nobody was injured, just a little like startled. Okay.
See if we can get to some of these lights. Like, is there... Okay, 2 questions. Mechanical solutions to getting the lights back on, or 2... Well, there are flashlights or something, right?
There are torches, yes. What's a flashlight? Do you mean a torch?
A torch, sure.
One more flashlight invented again.
It's bathyspheres, nothing than an overglorified telebooth.
I try and search for a flashlight, yeah.
Careful what you're grabbing there. That's not a torch.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. Gus and toss him the other flashlight.
Click that some bitch on.
You try and get some power back on.
Get more work on power.
Hmm. I don't know if that's a Davy Jones or if we have ourselves some sort of a mammalian, or I guess I would say, oh gosh, like a Moby Dick type of thing. I'm wondering if there's not some sort of a whale or some sort of a big squid of some sort, because I mean, this is my first time being down here in the ocean like this, so I think that immediately your fears would go to the worst thing, which would be, some sort of squid or octopus or shark or whale or something.
Seems our basilisk is being assailed by a large cephalopod.
Right. Can I put my ear up and listen and see if I can hear like any identifying sounds? Like you would hear a whale making its like kind of sounds. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I can't find listen. Nope. There.
Sorry, chap. Seems we're being humped by a narwhal.
Ooh. But would a dolphin be this deep, though?
That was going to be my question.
That's the question.
How deep are we?
Are we okay? So we're out of the range of that sunlight is bleeding down through the water at this point.
So
It is dark out there.
Yeah, you're in the abyssal zone.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're in the abyssal.
I'll point at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're assuming a lot. Since you don't have light, it's kind of hard to
fix
tell.
fix the depth gauge, right? So we know how far down we were.
Okay. What time of day do you think we reach the bottom in your head?
Just about tea time.
I'll point out the noise to everybody and say, the rhythm in which it's banging makes it seem like it's some sort of intelligent creature with some curiosity. Maybe not too unlike a dolphin. However, I can't expect to believe a dolphin to be this deep. Probably not quite as large as a whale, but peculiar nonetheless.
Bird tail of squid,
Okay,
kraken, you want to call them maybe.
that's good.
They're deeper down like this.
I heard tales of merfolk and women of the sea. I've had wet dreams about it.
That's probably true. Yeah. I would imagine Bob has legit probably heard from crew colleagues are like, oh yeah, no, a giant squid totally checked us out. Perfect.
Begins.
Oh no. Oh god, no.
Oh god, dude.
Bob, why are you fucking up so hard? Damn it.
Bob's craziness is rubbing off on me.
So pull yourself together, old man.
I'm gonna say, surely it's not some sort of creature from the Black Lagoon, some otherworldly follower of Davy Jones. It must have been just some sort of curious creature. It's obviously swam away by now.
God damn.
Gus, don't you think?
Damn it. Oh, we have to edit it. Right.
We are at the bottom of the ocean. There are all manner of creatures down here that many men have never seen, heard of, or will ever know of in their entire lives.
Aye.
Fish, sharks, squid, all kinds of.
Sponges wearing pants?
Sanity goes down. Whoops! I didn't mean
Nope.
to roll. I'm trying to.
Yeah, you got to click edit mode.
So you said lose 3, right?
3.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab the water real quick. I'll be right back.
This is.
Okay. Is this electrical repair? Okay. Well,
A keeper question. in order to fix the exterior lights, you're going to have to put the suit on and get out there, won't you?
Right. I am scared to make a fucking roll with Bob at this point.
It's the first of many failed sanity rolls.
So who? Okay, I've got electrical repair 54. Who? I don't know what Gus's is.
Electrical repair.
I mean, you've rolled nothing. You've rolled nothing but extreme or hard successes right now. So,
My electrical repair is not high.
well, that doesn't matter if you roll 3s all the time.
Well, I don't, and I won't.
I'm gonna try electrical repair to get the outer lights on. I think at the very least. Oh, finally! So I get both lights on then. Ah! Still got it. Fuck. Okay.
When the cosmic synthwave kicks in.
Hell yeah.
I'm back.
Ooh. Groovy's dead. Wait, you sent Groovy to the private channel? Yes, that's what happened. No, he's not.
We can all see this, or just
Oh yes!
Fucking hell. What?
Oh my god!
Ah!
we're just,
Just barely.
we're just like, yeah, this is normal, right?
It's fucking Atlantis.
I always knew this Atlantis existed. God damn it!
Have we found Atlantis?
Well, I'm probably thinking to myself, this is it. I'm wealthy beyond belief. We have hit upon an ancient city that is sunken, and we're going to be wealthy for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm going to look and see, now that the lights are on, can I tell if we're still tethered? I'm going to pick up the phone and see if I can reach the boat.
God damn it.
Fucking damn it.
Alright. Damn it.
So just static. Can I, if I, are there any dials or buttons or anything? Or is it just a phone? I'm gonna tap Morse code, and I know that people have heard of Atlantis, and it's like not a real place. But I think if I just say the word Atlantis over and over, if someone would understand what I meant by that. So I'm gonna Morse code Atlantis. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna hold the phone and I'm just gonna tap it against the thing, I'm just gonna do that and keep repeating the word Atlantis while we're sitting here thinking about what we're gonna do.
So these do like resemble Greek ruins, or okay. Okay.
I'm gonna kind of motion to Gus. You hear that?
Do I do that?
Sit. Quite make out what that is.
I hear it.
No sign of the boat, right? No sign of the U-boat. Okay.
Is there a radio on the ship or on this little vessel? I'm gonna turn to the technician guy. I'm gonna say, check for waves. See if there's anything on there.
Okay. Aye. All right. I'll give it a try. I'll roll mechanical repair for sure. Oh. God damn it! Yes. No.
Damn it.
Why?
So just to be clear, do we know about these radio waves before this morning when we were informed? Like, did we know anything about radio waves before we got picked up? Okay. So Corgan didn't know this in advance or anything. Okay, thank you.
How did we go back up to the surface? Like, we have a switch that can just go take us back up? Dude, let's signal them. Let's let them know, like, we found the jackpot. We need to ping this. We need to get this longitude and latitude coordinations, like, right now. I'll say to Bob, looks like the phone is down, but is there any way we can communicate to them to let them know that they need to pick us up now, because we need to have them get these coordinates written down pronto so that we can have teams come out here and archaeologist groups so we can research this place to its fullest extent. We can't lose this location.
Well,
And then a cat meows. I don't know if you heard that or not.
there's an emergency signal. Yeah, you gotta have them.
The
There's
emergency.
emergency. There's an emergency signal. I know just where to find it.
Are you sure?
Yes. Oh, shouldn't be taking this long. I think he would go over to the emergency signal and try it again. Well, bad news for you. The signal seems to be busted. As long as the phone's down, we have no way to signal for them to take us back up. Right.
Now, do we know that it is the phone system that is defective and not that the crew on the boat is not able to reach our signal at all?
Yeah,
So-
very possible.
Well, in this case, it's very important for us to find our way back. These suits, are they like the full-on suits? Like Cuba Gooding Jr.'s? Yeah. Do you have the tools necessary to make repairs? Maybe you need to go out and check the cables and see that our communication lines are still intact.
That's what we're gonna have to do.
On it. I'll suit up and get ready to go for a swim.
I'll assist him because I imagine it probably takes more than one person to help him put this suit on. All right, probably just him. He only needs one person to go out there and do repairs, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, I can't help because I don't know how to do it.
Well,
But I think
could I be of any help to you out there, or would I just be in your way?
Yeah, I think that Bob needs to stay probably inside. That way he can do stuff from the inside that the guy on the outside might need him to do.
That's true.
I'm not exactly
That's
the
true.
best at repair work. I'm not terrible, but I'm not the best.
It's either I go out there or you go out there.
Yeah, one of you guys can stay though.
Right.
If do we have a way to communicate to them while they're out there, or do they need to do ASL or something? Okay.
Oh,
I was thinking there would be probably some tube system that you would talk into through your helmet.
okay.
Cans and string.
Yeah,
Talkie-walkies.
it's a string type situation like boats have. Gus, I'm offering to go out with you, even if it's just to hold the light or your tools. I can try to assist you if you want me to.
Well, that's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I feel I'm just in the way here doing nothing at this point, so whatever gets us up to the surface faster, I will attempt to be of service.
You ever put on a suit before?
I put on a suit every morning.
I chuckle at his joke.
But in all seriousness, no, I will need help doing this. I've had a little bit of underwater experience, but that was only during training.
Well, I'll help you suit up.
Thank you very much. It is appreciated, Bob.
It just dawned on my character that if we can't get this thing to get back up, we're going to be stuck down here because at this point...
We are stuck down here right now.
No, I'm saying if we can't get this fixed, we're going to be permanently stuck down here because there's no way we can make it to the surface without getting, like, decompression sickness or anything like that.
Yeah, correct. We would get the bends and die.
Well, I would assume... Wouldn't the crew on the boat have, like... Okay, in the event of nothing happening, we will pull you up at this time.
Unless Germans killed them.
Unless something is...
Right, but assuming that hasn't happened. Like, I would assume they would have, okay, at this time, no matter what happens, you're coming out at this time. I would assume that seems like standard protocol, I feel like.
Smart to clarify before we went down, huh?
Yeah.
It would probably be like, we're supposed to have heard from them, communication got cut, so we're going to give them this much time and that's it.
No, that wouldn't make any sense for them to just, oh, well, I guess that's it, and they're just going to cut the cord and leave. Right.
Unless the Bermuda Triangle, then we're not even...
Well, right, again, like, assuming they're not all dead or insane or whatever at this point.
Well, it's Bob staying there, right? It's going to be Corgan and Gus.
Corgan and Gus. That's good.
Now, am I noticing movement, or could I think it might be a statue or something like that?
We know about this Harvard team down here, right? It's supposed to be okay.
Apologize. Was there a boat at the top of the water near our boat? Same boat, two different bathyspheres. Okay. All right.
I think the Harvard team.
I would try to look a little harder to see if I could make out what it is or around that area, see if there's something I'm missing there. But I would try to like hold my light steady at his stuff while he's working, but it would definitely catch my attention and I would question what I saw. Can Gus hear me if I talk, or is it just myself? I would say, Gus, look this direction. Do you perchance see someone on top of that structure over there?
Oh, I thought I already did spot this thing. I'm sorry.
Could that be the Harvard team?
It probably is. We'll tend to this first, and then we can convene with them.
Rightio.
I was really hoping for mechanical repair.
Do I need to make a hold the flashlight steady check?
Cable is secure. We're not.
Oh my
We're
god!
not
What,
disconnected.
Tommy? I just think that. Yeah, Tommy's just moving around, I guess. Anyway.
Well, my desk got caught. I was trying to move it because of the cat. Sorry.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Did we hear that noise from outside?
Dude.
Okay.
What's his name? Oh, Penrose. Right?
Yeah, Arthur.
Arthur Penrose?
Arthur.
You can call me Art.
Do you hear that? Hear that noise?
Nope. Can't say that I do hear that. Sorry.
I just can't quite place it. It's either like a whale or some kind of radio signal. I can't. It could be Rosie O'Donnell.
Got a tinnitus, maybe?
I don't know. I don't have the tinnitus. No. I hear something.
I see.
Yeah, I'd assume one of them's going to say, well, what was it like out there? And
Yeah, I imagine you guys are coming back in, right?
yeah. We can hear the noise also? Oh. Okay. But not the, like, noise that he has heard. Okay. So when we get back in, I guess we would say that, we've determined that there was no damage to the system out there. So any unresponsiveness to our signals is either not from this or up on the boat side, but we did see possibly the Harvard team in the distance. We noticed a diver on a structure moving around on one of the ruins in the distance, about 200 meters away, probably.
What direction?
Did you say it was about 200 meters or no? You didn't say it was 200 meters. I just made that up, didn't I? Okay. Like 2 football fields? That'd be pretty far away, right?
At least a furlong this way.
Yeah, that might be hard to see in the darkness. But,
Unless they have a light source of their own, I suppose.
yeah. Okay.
Oh, that makes it infinitely worse.
Yeah. Oh. And I'll say it's from over in that direction. I'll point.
That's where I'm hearing that sound from.
Sound? What sound are you hearing?
It's hard to describe. It's like a...
The sound of silence.
God damn it.
Hello, dankness, my old friend.
It's like a...
Yeah, go on. No, I was just gonna tell what I already told Arthur.
It's like... Sounds like a whale. It's like some kind of... It's something like a creature maybe making it. It could be a radio signal. I can't quite place it. It's driving me a little mad.
This doesn't make very much sense. So they are... How long does it take them to get like in and out of this thing when they're suited up? So should we try to hail the Harvard team?
Well, it looks like we're probably dead in the water here if we don't.
Bob, is that noise you hear? Do you feel it's a mechanical noise or a animal noise?
That's the problem. I can't quite... It's... Can't quite tell. Could be either.
Or neither. I mean, it could be
Mineral.
some sort of geothermal changes in temperature causing water to move like pressurized through openings. I mean, this...
Here's a question. Did Gus hear it earlier when I pointed it out to him then? Okay. Well, alright. Or at least they told Bob, dear old Bob, that they heard it, I guess.
I guess it could be that. Not really my field of expertise.
Well, you ever had a kettle, and, you know, it whistles when it gets hot?
Huh.
You can have some sort of pressure built up, change in pressure, temperatures.
I can just hear. I can hear Corey like, tea? Someone say tea?
Volcanic.
Someone say kettle.
Anything
I can't hear a damn thing over my churning stomach from not having tea time.
Well, we can't use the radio.
Gus would be the most equipped to do that, right? He's the better diver.
He is the best swimmer we have. Probably one of the best swimmers in the world.
All right. I'll go swim out and reach out to him and see and hope that it's human.
All right. I think that makes the most sense, probably. Don't do that. Do not fucking do that.
I'll go alone.
No.
I ain't scared.
Better yet, have two guys go out there and tether to each other with the rope.
So I gotta drag somebody along.
That's right.
Already suited up, might as well.
I'm already suited up. I might as
Stay
well.
behind.
Do you mind if I have a quick smoke?
Once again, I would advise do not smoke inside.
Yes.
You see him in the diving helmet. He's got like a maraschino pipe sticking out of his mouth.
Oh, I probably have my pipe with me, even if it's not lit. So
Yeah, you dive with your smoking.
I mean,
jacket.
Bob's got his pipe with him too.
Yeah.
He just obviously doesn't have
Chewing
it
on
fucking
it,
lit.
so how much time do you think has passed since we got down to the bottom? You said okay. So it's probably about like 3:30, something like that. Okay.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, but I have no reason to get out right now.
Yeah.
Swim. I hate it.
Would you say that it encompasses non-Euclidean geometry in its architecture?
Oh god. God damn it.
You think this really is Atlantis?
I like how there's just like Penrose steps going on one like left side. It's like what? Okay.
I've seen hobbit holes in my day.
I've been to Chesapeake and Wales. I've looks like a hovel built by a Welshman.
You said sanity check, right?
Yes.
Hey, there we go.
God.
Architecture does not scare a British man.
That's some shit. I don't know.
Hey, you might find all that tea down here.
I do like the upside down stairs. Did you said moonwalking?
Backwards moonwalking, so it's forward.
Okay.
Like on the moon, not Michael Jackson, dog.
Yeah, like stepping.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ow!
I think we just found the ocean's anus.
Would you say that the depth of this opening is unfathomable?
All right, we this is now Lovecraft bingo. Non-Euclidean geometry, we got that one.
Yeah, I've got that one marked.
Yawning void, we got that one.
Got that one.
Unfathomable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
3.
pretty close. I'm pretty close
Yeah.
to getting bingo.
Yep.
Who else is out here with us? Nobody. Just being.
It's you two.
Is that a skeleton on the left? What is that?
Oh God,
It
That's
looks
not
like an
okay.
old- yeah, looks like a skeleton. So.
Hey man.
I wave my arm at the person, see if they respond.
Are they still up there?
I don't expect they would be able to hear us yelling through
Yeah,
water.
can we shine a flashlight in their direction or anything to try to like signal? I'm going to attempt to signal him with the light. Okay. It's not a good sign if they're not responding to us.
Is there a way to climb up to that person that's not through this dark doorway? You say we so they're just like I don't even know how to ask the question. So they have like no apparatuses whatsoever, no protection, or like jeans and a t-shirt or something, or what?
Now, when you say a person, are you
A
saying a
naked body?
body, or are you saying like we believe this person is alive? Like, are bubbles coming out of them? Are they holding a pose that a dead body could not hold? Okay. I
Does it
would
look
approach it.
fleshy or stone?
Yeah, I would want to see if I can determine how long this body has been down there. Like, if it has a lot of deterioration, like if it's skeletal, if it's new, like days old, an hour old, a week old, that kind of thing.
To reiterate, do we see bubbles coming from it, like it's breathing somehow underwater?
It's a good sign.
Be careful.
Yeah. Do I see anything around? Like, notice anything around it before I reach it? Okay. Okay, not a Nazi uniform, but a World War I uniform. Okay. Okay.
hold on. Would you say that the bas relief could be described as cyclopean? Okay, so that's 4. That's 4.
I really don't know what to do, but look at this stuff.
Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you say that Riley's collection's complete?
Yes, maybe one of these things is a fork.
A thing with a thingamabob?
I got plenty.
Okay. Language, pilot, science. Where's first aid at? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Yep. No, even though I have a 52, I do not. Okay.
Pretty low. God save the queen.
No.
I almost went instantly insane. Okay.
Just takes all his diving weights off and just starts floating to the surface and explodes.
I would mention this to Gus and let him know, like, this doesn't make any sense. This is
unfathomable.
His uniform is that from the Great War. That was over 20 years ago. And this body only looks like it's been in the water for a day.
I need to smoke. Take this over.
This is okay. Okay. Is this the location we saw the moving body? Okay. You said the body has a uniform on. Can I search? Are there any medals or officer badges or anything like that on this body? Okay. I will take some of the pins off the chest or something like that, just to take back as a little bit of evidence of what I discovered down here. Okay, they would have the badge on there. Okay. KL. Thank you.
I suppose I'm not really sure what all this is, so let's take a look.
Oh shit!
Jesus Christ!
You have a small chance of succeeding.
It's a very tiny chance of succeeding.
It's a decent roll, though.
Not close.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeesh.
Nice.
Oh, sick.
Critical.
Just
Maybe I should be a
fucking
Call of
beast.
Cthulhu player instead of D&D, because I roll shit in D&D, but I can roll. My rolls are always just low numbers.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard roll. Well, it's a critical success.
Plot armor.
Snap back to reality.
Oops.
There goes gravity.
Nope, there goes sanity.
Oh, there goes sanity.
Oops. Oh, I'm tripping. Do I reduce it from the left side or right side? All right. Who just peed? I'm gonna check myself. Did I pee? Did I just piss myself?
You couldn't have pissed yourself because you peed off the top of the side of the boat.
That wasn't me. That was
Oh.
somebody else.
That's Penrose. Arthur. Artie.
Does the water here feel warmer to you, Gus?
No. Did you piss yourself?
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, me either.
Somebody's eyes are.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? I'm ready to go.
I think we no longer need to dally in our return.
I see you.
Okinawa. I think it's time to skedaddle.
I'm definitely not going to go at a lazy pace. I'm going to have a determined walk back to the. I can't give off the appearance that I am phased,
Of course.
but I might make a little extra conversation on my way back and say, "So, Gus, where did you say you are from?"
I'm from Maine.
Maine. How is Maine?
Well, it's cold, it's wet, and smells like fish.
As we get further away, does the temperature go back down? Or
Yeah. Oh my god, it's English. Oh god. So much in common.
it's still going up. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. If
On, would you say the thing he's waiting on is something unnameable? Dang it. Just potentially.
Doesn't
Yeah.
count.
Did I lose 8 sanity? Damn it, I keep hitting the wrong button. That was a big hit.
Yeesh.
Making my way downtown. Eldridge Pass to the bat that lit that I'm homebound. Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
Oh boy.
so, what am I seeing
What does that mean?
you here?
That is pretty fucking intense in this exact moment.
Did I just fall over or something, or it was just
I know that feeling.
As I'm making this conversation with him, I guess I would see him like kind of fall forward or something as he is doing. Gus, what's wrong?
I can't move. I can't move. It's freaking
What do
me
you-
out, man.
What do you mean you can't move? Just keep moving, Gus.
Can't move. My arms,
I
my
would
legs.
I would try to
Don't
kind of pick
move.
him up, like get an arm underneath his arm and kind of try to walk. Just one step at a time, Gus. Just try to move your legs, Gus, and I'd kind of walk, dragging his feet there. Like, can you move anything, Gus?
I can turn my head.
Is he his madness? Is he able to communicate fine, or what's the? Okay, it's like hey, put your weight. Put your weight on me. I will. I will assist you to get back until your legs work again. Okay. And I would. This would definitely. This would slow us down quite a bit, but I'd still try to work my way back with him.
Yeah.
I got turbulence.
That's strange. Like the water pressure's changing. Doesn't happen too often this deep.
Actually, can we check the current pressure? Would there be a gauge? Oh my god. So, I imagine this would not be normal. Yeah, yeah.
So, Artie, you got any bright ideas for what's causing this?
I'm not a type of person that knows a lot about mechanical things.
I'm talking about water pressure outside. What'd be causing it to go down?
Check your depth gauge.
Check the depth gauge. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's.
That's not good.
How do we know the pressure outside is? How do we know the pressure outside's wonky?
We have a pressure. Go.
I wonder if the gauge is just faulty. I can't fathom what would be changing the pressure outside, unless it's like some sort of whirlpool or something draining, causing something.
Well, I can tell you this. Before I looked at the gauge, I heard the bending and whining and moaning of the sphere. That only happens when there's pressure changes.
Could it be internal? Are we losing something that's causing the pressure outside to be greater than it was because we've lost something from the inside?
I gotta pee real quick.
Is that going to be both of us? Bob.
Yeah, I'm
Sure.
telling you, I don't know, dude.
Well, fucking neither do I.
We're exactly both 81.
Yep.
I think we're both a little out of our depth then.
Damn it, of course.
Uh,
Bob is just losing his sanity.
There's got to be something. I mean, it's got to be some sort of. There's an explanation for it.
Yeah, Artie's he's just blaming it all on Atlantis, and it's the untold mysteries of it. It's got to be something within Atlantis.
So do I lose 6 sanity? Great.
It was a dolphin. He did it. The dolphins cut the phone line.
dolphins.
He's sleeping with my wife.
More like rape your wife in their dolphin rape caves. God. Anyway. Yeah, they're fucked up.
Ew.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Haven't had a chance to bust those out, so. Yeah, pretty fast.
Oh no. Looks like their hail was a failure. It looks like one of them might be injured.
The fucking dolphin did it.
Fucking.
I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna say, well, if we can't get in touch with the Harvard team, how are we supposed to get back to the surface?
Good question. They'll pull us up eventually, but before then, we're how much? We'll be down here for at least a few more hours. They'll pull us up at nightfall.
Times you could hitch a ride on a sea turtle, keep away from the bends on the way up.
No, not the fucking sea turtles, especially not the dolphins either. Not them either. These are...
So don't the diving suits still give you?
All right, I'm
the
back.
But if we,
Yes,
if we do that,
you'll die of nitrogen poisoning if you do that.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll still get the bends if we do
yeah,
that.
You can go up slowly, but I think the diver will know that.
Yeah, it'd have to be slow. Otherwise, we would get the bends and probably die.
Artie's just stuck in this bathysphere with this crazy old fuck. It's just, have you ever looked in the eyes of a dolphin, Chief? Black, lifeless eyes, like a doll's eyes.
yeah.
10 kids went into the water, 5 came out, the ice cream man came, he took the rest.
Have you ever heard a dolphin fuck? You know, mess with your mind.
Sounds
for
like,
hours on end.
sounds like you're rubbing cheesecloth on iron. It's a terrible sight.
You know dolphins will rape each other, don't you?
Don't you know?
They don't even care if you're dead, they just rape any orifice they find.
Yeah.
All right, so it sounds like since I've been gone to the bathroom that somebody has gone crazy.
No. Pretty
Not
crazy.
quite.
Not quite. Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So he blended on dolphins.
So boom, boom, boom. Dong, dong, dong.
I mean, I'm not in charge of this whole boat. I'm letting him do it.
Yeah.
He's just staring out the
Yeah,
window,
we have to.
tapping it, looking for dolphins, being like, "Farewell and adieu to you, Spanish ladies. Farewell
Are
and
you
adieu to you,
gonna-
ladies of Spain. We've sailed orders to sail for old England, but we hope in a short time to see you again."
So
I'm
for
gonna say,
us,
you're gonna open the door and let them in. I don't know how to operate this thing.
Hurry up, let me in, man. I can't move my arms and legs. I haven't felt like this since I was 17, and I snuck some liquor during the prohibition.
All right. All right. Bob is gonna get him in. Get him in.
semen.
Bless you.
Okay.
I mean, it's. I guess that's appropriate. I mean, where else are you gonna find that?
Call of Cthulhu. Even the DM gets scared.
That's right.
All right, boy.
Somebody call the doctor.
No, it's the doctors. Can you move your arms? Move your legs.
Did a dolphin get a hold of you,
Can't
boy?
move anything.
Don't forget to hold your boy.
Just slapping it. Just
Snap out of it, lad.
snap out of it. You're still a virgin.
What the hell happened out there?
It was a dolphin, man.
Say dolphins.
Just don't validate his fears anymore.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
It's like some sort of paranoid feedback loop with you guys.
No, don't do it. Oh no.
It's,
Everyone.
Hey,
Corgan's just
I'm
like,
gonna
it must have been
disconnect
Nazi
There was-
dolphin.
real quick
There was a
and
dead
we
German, and then there was this doorway, and then
A dead German. A dead crowd.
Okay,
No.
me.
Oh, Dan.
It was me. I
Yeah, we
dropped
hear
out and I forgot that I bought a pair of AirPods over Thanksgiving, and I'm using them on my phone so I don't have to stay tethered to the computer.
Okay, that's fair.
Can y'all hear me okay? Or
Yeah, you're coming through fine.
Yeah.
okay, great.
More importantly, emancipated from the technological umbilical that once encompassed your life.
I
I
think the
know now,
German's name
now I
was
can get a
Dolphin.
beer.
Finally.
It's the first thing I'll do with my freedom.
Yeah, I when after we get back, how long has it been since we've been gone? Was it like a 20-minute walk out there and a 20-minute walk back, or what was the deal with that? Okay.
If they pull you back up.
I'll probably be sketching as much as I can see of this place.
Don't say it. Are we back at the Met?
Oh, damn it. Nice!
You've succeeded every sanity roll, I'm pretty sure. Jeez,
Yeah.
Doc.
The only way I can describe this architecture is No, that's not right.
Well, you have to understand that the,
No.
the ancient Egyptians were able to build the pyramids within like almost 0.111 of a perfect square unit, and they didn't have any of their current modern technology in order to do that. So it doesn't surprise me that an ancient civilization might have other special knowledge or techniques
Doctor, what are the
haven't
dolphins?
unlocked.
Special technology. Math is math. It's been the same for thousands of years.
Not technology, techniques.
So one of your bingo is the architecture is undescribable.
Yes, non-Euclidean in its origins.
It's like it was beyond description.
That's a great idea, by the way, Drew. We should have every time we do Call of Cthulhu, we should have an HP Lovecraft bingo going on at the same time.
Oh no, I agree. We need to just make a fucking Lovecraft bingo sheet.
The bingo sheet, and then like find some way to randomize it, and then pass out to everybody in Discord.
That's right. Oh, what would the free space be?
Probably.
Con.
Yeah. Just the name of a great old one. I would just assume like any name of a great old one would be the free space.
Maybe.
Because that's always going to come up, but maybe not.
Or a straight jacket, a picture of a straight jacket.
Yeah, I think it should, because if you're playing Call of Cthulhu, the middle one should probably be somebody loses their sanity, right? So like you can't actually get a free bingo until somebody finally goes crazy.
Or just making a sanity roll, just in general.
No, because you get that, like immediately.
It's gonna happen, like no matter what.
You don't want to give people like early bingos because that's not fun.
No.
Right. In the darkness. With crazy old Bob.
That's what I plan on doing.
It's the dolphins, I tell you.
Under the sea.
Is there any shaking or anything anybody's making?
That was probably me bouncing my leg.
No. I'm saying like character.
Oh,
I'm looking
what do you
for
mean?
signs. I'm looking for signs of like oxygen poisoning.
Before I make a sanity roll, I think Bob would be periodically going back and looking at the pressure gauge. Has that been changing this time, or? Yeah, that definitely doesn't make any sense.
So can I use luck points on sanity, or that's the no, right?
That is a no.
Our main diver is in a psychosomatic seizure and he can't move, and Bob has completely lost his mind. Drew's character,
Not
he's
yet.
completely lost his mind and now thinks that everything's being caused by dolphins.
I tell you, it's them. Horrible mammals.
Terrible mammals. Do what?
Boy.
Who?
God, I'm dead.
Oh, I didn't mean to roll. I meant to edit. So sorry. Is that how? Okay. 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 So I have rabies. That's what one of the symptoms of rabies is.
Okay, wait. What happened now?
I have a fear of water.
Yep, that is. Yep, straight up one of the symptoms of rabies. You're right.
So with that, does that supersede what I had before, or is that on top of what I already had, where I'm
Yeah,
paranoid?
dude.
Okay.
You get we're gonna collect all kinds of fucked up phobias and psychosomatic problems and all that before this is all over.
I got an idea. You said there's some German
Germans, where?
pre-World War One person out there, body, correct?
I found the body of a German naval officer named Kleins from the Great War, but his body didn't look more than a day old.
Perhaps you should retrieve his body.
I
We
am
can-
not going
We
out
can
there
use one of the
again.
emergency air devices to tie it to the body and float that body to the surface, which will in turn signal to our boatmates that we need to be pulled up. Well,
Well, the ego.
I'm
This
going
is fine.
to grab cloth or something and stick it in up to my mouth to reduce the amount of oxygen I breathe in while I'm. If I can't stop myself from breathing this hard, I'm going to at least try to put something in my mouth to prevent me from sucking up too much oxygen. Just like breathe it into a handkerchief. I'm just.
Marty, what's wrong?
He's nicking out. Someone give him a fag.
How long does this last?
Told you no smoking. No smoking in the bath.
This paralyzed guy's screaming it. Don't smoke.
I think I got the TTs, man. How many suits do we have, diving suits in total? So there's one for each of us. Why don't we put that shit on and emergency boost out of here? We need a GTFO.
Well, I wanted an emergency boost, like either an empty suit or attach it to one of those dead bodies, so that when it surfaces, they'll know to start pulling us back up. So that way we don't have to suffer the bends.
I think Gus is capable enough that he would be able to time it so that you guys wouldn't immediately get the bends. They've known about the bends for a while.
You just slow. I mean, even if you didn't know about that, there's as you rise and the pressure kind of eases up, and you'll feel that in your head. You'll physically not want to go any higher if you start to feel that pressure in your head.
Well, like he said, Gus would have.
You'll want to slowly do it anyway.
Gus would have to help us, because like the thing is like, even with the bends, it doesn't. You don't always like, if you went up like just super fast, you just like explode basically. But if you're just going up, you're not actually going to feel it until you get up there, and then like it sets in, and it's like a painful thing that happens over time.
Essentially, you'd have to know what you're doing, because you have to get to a certain point, stop for a little bit, get to a certain point, stop for a little bit.
Yeah, so we'd have to rely on Gus to do that.
No, Corgan's not going to do it.
Yeah, I forgot he's hydrophobic right now, so good luck, guys.
Corgan, I don't care what you guys think about this thing. That sounds like a terrible idea. I'm not getting out there.
Well, then we could just use his suit. We could use his suit, just jet his suit to the top as fast as it goes, and see if they'll pull us up.
I'm not going to give you my suit, because if this thing cracks open, I'll need my suit.
I guess so. Well, if Gus is leaving, I'll go up with him, because he's the driver.
Go up by myself if I have to, and then I can just tell him to pull you up or something.
I think all of us are going to need to go up.
With the exception of one of us who's going to stay
When you
behind.
go up, you just tell them to pull it up. I'll wait here.
Do what?
I'm not getting out of this thing again if I don't have to.
Oh. We can't have Gus go alone. I would think. Right?
I mean, all three of you can go. I'll stay here. I'm not leaving here. There's no way I'm getting out there again. Yes. Something.
Well, I can stay here with him, and the two of you can go.
And,
All right.
like, I wouldn't tell them this, but some of my paranoia might kick in that whoever the German is might kill us while we're out there. So, to sabotage this mission.
Listen, boy, you can't go up there alone. There are all kinds of nasty things out there that'll get a hold of you.
There's German dolphins out there.
I'm going to check the phone again.
There are crowd dolphins out there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want to get out of here.
Can I check the phone again? Okay. Hey, you never know.
So why Why do you not want to just wait here until they pull us up? At least wait for the time limit to pass if you're worried that something's wrong.
Well, if the Germans kill their shipmates, then they're going to have to make it up to the surface, and then they're going to have to start the winch to pull us up. If we wait here for too long, we're going to run out of air, and we won't have time to make it to the surface.
Now,
You
correct me
seem
if I'm wrong.
confident about the German plans.
Ooh.
Just started a mutiny.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm staying with Dan, and then the other two are going. Is that what's happening?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that even possible?
Yeah.
Keeping a hand on or some kind of attached to the tether to the
Yeah, to the guy line.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
So that way we goes right up to the boat. Hopefully the boat's still there.
Hopefully, there is still there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we get it. They get up to the surface. It's fucking nothing.
It's the moon. They're on the moon.
Fuck. We're on the moon. That's. I mean, there are crazier ways to end a Lovecraft story. And anyway.
Before you guys probably say, you get to that radio, signal us.
Will do.
I have to tell you, playing. And it turns out it was because
Well, he's gonna watch him. At this point, with the hydrophobia and the suspicions, I think he's just probably going to watch him, and he'll respond to questions, but he's probably not going to be conversation.
Right. No. Well, I mean, there was an American Nazi party, in fact.
Yeah.
So.
So all three of you guys went up, and me and Dr. Penrose. Okay, well, that would have gone up if it. Sorry.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up there.
So is there in the bathysphere? There is Ernst Wagner, Arthur Penrose, and Corgan Prisbury. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I'm sorry, Jared.
No, it's fine. I'm just waiting for my.
Yeah.
I guess I would maybe say, Dr. Penrose, what is on the Nazi Party in Germany?
Well, to be honest, I'm not quite keen on any of the parties in Germany, especially the Nazi Party.
Well, after the fall of the Weimar Republic, you see, there was an opening for somebody to step in and take control of the situation. The apparent paradox that had been created by westernized diplomats giving money and things to help pay for the war bonds has actually caused a great disturbance. And so the Weimar Republic, more westernized, realized. Yeah.
Do you find yourself supporting the Nazi Party in any way?
Could you be more direct?
Hey, there's askers and there's guessers. He is very clearly an asker.
Oh, what is it called? What's the term? I can't even remember it right now. When you're for some reason my brain wants to say affectionate, but it's not it. When you're sympathetic, are you sympathetic to the Nazi
You're
Party?
fascist sympathetic, my old boy.
Fascist
You're fascist sympathetic.
I'm sympathetic to those who are being hurt through all of this.
And who would that be?
The ones who are working hard for a living and yet they're not able to maintain any sort of quality of life while these politicians are speaking so blatantly about their own God, what's that called? What's the love of your country called?
Patriotism.
Patriotism.
Nationalism.
Nationalism.
So the value of their country and nationalism, as you all know through history, has always been worse for the people at the bottom and always been a tool of those at the top. And so I do not care one bit for them.
So I was thinking that he was a Nazi because
commies are better than Nazis, bro. Come on.
The Labor Party, yeah.
Yeah, at that time it wasn't a big deal. They killed the Tsar. Oh, fabulous! It was kind of like that.
That's before the United States government convinced the United States people that everything bad was communism.
Yeah, the Red Scare. That was until the 50s, though.
You think people should be able to eat? Communism. See, I have this idea that there should be more libraries, and there should be a library in every single city, and everybody should have access to free education and all this material so that they can learn, and knowledge should be spread and shouldn't cost money.
And Medicaid healthcare is way too high.
Yeah.
Gosh, aren't you glad that libraries
Socialism's
already
terrible.
exist? Could you imagine trying to convince the United States people that a library would be a good thing if we haven't already had them? They'd be like, that's socialism.
Can you imagine what our public broadcasting system would be like if Mr. Rogers didn't exist?
It probably wouldn't be a public broadcasting system.
No.
Yeah.
They would have taken all that money away.
The fact that he like almost single-handedly secured that.
I'm surprised we came up without. I'm surprised we came up without any incident. But anyway,
Yeah, no sanity checks.
no
You had
sanity checks, no
You didn't-
near fatal encounters with.
You
with
didn't roll
dolphins.
spot hidden. I mean, this is
you haven't let him finish his sentence, though. So.
Yeah, I think you just spoke too early.
I don't want him to finish his.
no, I don't want it.
Nope, we made it
We're
to the
gonna
top.
breach the
Cannon, we're
surface.
good.
We're gonna breach the surface and be staring up at the Earth.
Okay.
Bob, as you hail it, though, you realize that the crew and the good professor have been replaced by dolphins.
No. Well, time for the inevitable turn that happens in most Call of Cthulhu games I've been in. I'll have to pull out my gun and shoot people.
Yeah, get on the boat and see if there's any of the crew still there, and see
Yeah.
if we can maybe play with the communication device, the phone or whatever, and see if we can communicate back down to them.
Yeah, I think we would. I think we would get on the boat. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
What we might have expected was the other, like the Harvard drop.
Yeah. Right. Doctor what?
Doctor, what'd you say?
Doctor Hoobadabu.
I guess that's
There's no traces of anyone, right?
unnerving
Or,
for certain.
or are we gonna? Can we try and do something like an investigation?
Yeah, look,
Okay. Or just signs of something, right? No. I would imagine we both would be.
yeah, looking around for any kind of sign or evidence.
God damn it!
Right.
Slowly approach.
Hey.
I'll wave Bob over.
What'd you find, boy?
Smells like rotting fish, like dead fish.
Hear it again?
The dolphins.
No, no. Those cursed creatures. No.
Captain's quarters.
Oh, it's like the bridge.
Yeah. Right.
Boogers.
Well, I don't like this, Bob.
Looks like Glenn Close was here.
Well, boy. I don't know if I've quite seen anything like this before. You? Our smell, awful smell.
Yeah. I think we'll go find the lever to raise the bathysphere and see if we can get the other guys up.
Let's get to that.
I think we need to get the other guys up, and I think we just need to get out of here.
Yeah.
This place gives me the creeps.
So what success for? Oh God. Okay. Yeah.
Them dolphins.
I pointed out to Bob. What do you think? What do you think that is underneath that goop?
I do want to check it out.
Hold on, I gotta mark that one down.
Yeah, that's another one for bingo.
I think that belonged to Dr. Who's was it? that jacket there.
Doctor, what'd he say?
Fuck. Bob! Bob, why do you fail so hard? Every time. Alright, how much, what the fuck happens to me now? Yes. Yeah. 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 Okay, well, I've decided on the spot that the son's name will be Riley. Anyway. Did I lose any sanity points?
Of course.
Well, how many did I lose?
I just was like, thank you for reminding me. You're going
yes,
to
of
lose
course.
this many.
Of course, you fool! Why did you remind me?
If you hadn't said anything, you wouldn't have.
Okay, let's see. So, 44 out of 60. Not terrible. It could be worse. It will get worse.
He's 40.
He's not even. It's not even that old. Good.
Billy Corgan, like Smashing Pumpkins.
Thank the Lord.
Feel relief. You
They
missed
ever
your
contacted us via radio, right?
We tried, right? That was one of the things that we were wanting to do.
Yeah, but we never heard anything, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are they gonna find an empty ship? Or are we not there anymore?
Wow, that'd be dramatic.
Yay. Where's the rest of the crew?
We
Oh.
don't know.
Yeah.
What did you fellas find when you got up here?
There's some oozy stuff over there. with
I
his jacket.
fear something terrible must have happened to the doctor.
It's ooze. Are there any other signs besides the jacket? Any human bones or remains of any kind?
Just those indescribably shaped fish bones.
I have no interest in fish bones. I want to find out where we are. Did you have any instruments? It's important that we are able to pinpoint our current location. Like, I don't know how to do it, so I'm asking his character because he's like the naval shippy guy, right? So that's what I'm going to be talking about.
Gus, you're the diver, right?
Correct. They come through. Yes.
And then,
Okay.
Tommy, what does your character study? Geology, you said, or
Yep.
I feel you should have gone outside and looked at all that crap.
Well, the reason they went outside was to try to fix the thing, which I would have not had any help doing. And the second time they went out was they were going to go try to find the guy that was like waving them. So it was like the person that they need to do that's the diver guy, like who's good at swimming.
Yeah.
If we had been down here and had communication and everything was all in order, then yeah, absolutely it would have.
If everything was normal.
Propulsion's dead. Well,
If it's our only method of travel.
how are they salvageable? Could they potentially be repaired? Any of it? Well, I've got mechanical repair, so
I can
let's
assist with mechanics.
do what?
So I could assist with mechanics.
Is there an assist? Is there an assist mechanic in Call of Cthulhu?
I don't know.
Let's roll mechanical. Yeah, let's both roll mechanical repair.
I mean, my mechanical's not.
Oh,
Oh, mine's not nearly that high. Yeah,
Well,
you're good.
Somebody got a 7. There you go. Extreme success.
There, that's the only time Bob does anything useful, which I guess is in character, but
Good job.
what the hell is this?
is there more of those? Is there more of those indescribable fish bones in the slime? I'm gunking out. Okay. Okay. And I am not. And I will say, Bob is not going to handle that shit directly. He's going to put on some gloves or have a cloth or something. Anyway. Intense hatred immediately overcomes him for a moment, and he tosses it out off the boat.
Now, did they get the longitude and latitude? Okay, as long as I got that, then I'm cool to go.
I mean, we would have had to unless we cut it loose.
Yeah, we would have definitely had to.
Yeah.
Right.
So go ahead and yeah, we would. I would insist we raise them up.
Yes. I don't see why we wouldn't do that.
Raise them up.
As a player, I know it's probably a bad idea to raise that up, and we should just cut it loose. But as a character, I know I would
Well,
do that to.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense in the moment. I don't think.
Right. As a character, I don't think you would sensibly kill innocent
Yeah.
people but as a player, I know like as soon as we raise that up, it's gonna be filled with some demon spawn or some shit, and we're all gonna die.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, definitely. Actually.
But it seemed like enough time, like the line was cut, like ripped on their end, not ours. Was it ripped or cut? Do we see?
Well, they're dead because that means they don't have oxygen.
Yeah.
And there's no way to. I mean, it probably took 15 minutes to get that thing up.
At least. Hours.
Yeah, but we don't know whenever they got severed, though.
Sure.
But if it got severed right before we started pulling it up, then that still doesn't leave them enough time to make it out. So they're done. So we need to get back.
Well, we could presumably give them a little time to get up, yeah, if they were taking emergency measures.
Dumb Germans.
It's pretty rough.
I mean, it's obviously the Germans.
He thinks they're Germans. He doesn't care.
That's normal. That's not crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Gus is still, pretty young. Dang.
Well, he hit me hard earlier though. He's like, luckily you won't lose very much this time. Rolls like the biggest fucking die for
Dang it.
losing sanity.
Those people. Yeah, that sucks.
think it's time we get out of here, Bob.
You're right, Riley. We need to get out.
Who the fuck is Riley?
What?
Or who the heck is what would they say in the 37? I don't know.
Who in God's name is Riley?
I mean, I've just assumed they would say hell or damn it, like we would today, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, especially if you're like a naval officer of some kind.
Oh no!
you
Like,
know.
if honestly, there probably was like 20 or like probably hundreds of sailor slang words for all kinds of shit that we just. I should honestly, I should have looked them up. I should have. Such a failure. In that particular way. Oh.
Not specifically.
I mean, other than Bob pulling out his pipe and pulling out his own flask of whiskey and starting to drink that, go to town on that shit.
Nervously smoke a cigarette while looking back at the area we just left, making sure
I
nothing
mean-
following us.
Oh, wait. Can Bob still hear that fucking sound? Oh, thank God. Thank God. Okay. I think he'd probably really start going insane.
Damn it.
No. No, no, no. Oh, no, 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 no.
Jump off the ship.
I hear it again.
No!
Yep. Here's
So
our-
all the people on the island are dead now?
No.
I mean, I think they're worse. I think they're worse than dead.
God, Gus.
Gus is keeping it together.
God, Bob.
Bob is keeping it together.
The only thing keeping me from fucking nightmares tonight, man. And I say that as
Corrigan,
David,
yeah.
not as a player, not as a character.
Only the good
damn
doctor.
Germans.
It's always the German.
Oh, wrong button. Sorry.
I took the
I
wrong
keep
turn at
forgetting I
Bermuda.
gotta click edit.
Great.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Wait.
Wait.
So wait. Did
Wait.
you said I lost 6, and then you said I lost 12? Okay. I didn't mean to roll that. Dang it. I was trying to edit it.
Oh,
Okay. Oh wait, hold on. I have a question.
It's the Atlanteans.
Maybe I just now realized this. But which number am I supposed to put on my edit? So like the more insane we go, the harder it is to succeed?
Yeah.
We're working towards what's the heat death of the universe called?
Entropy?
Entropy. Yeah.
Because it's like I just realized earlier that like I would have succeeded on that other one, but then I was like, oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Even. No, I was just gonna make a comment that I've had 2 critical successes and still lost sanity on them.
yeah, dude.
There's no getting away from it. We're
There
gonna
is.
die.
There's no getting away from losing
It's hard to get
sanity.
away from the insanity when this is what we're experiencing.
Going insane.
Right. It's
I mean,
pretty.
you have to be pretty like on the spectrum to not get the.
So I figured it was like a minor thing, like you hear a noise and it drives you insane, kind of thing. Like maybe you could shrug that off with a good roll, but a giant fucking tower popping up out of the ocean, yeah. I mean,
Hey,
there's-
I'm surprised when he rolled the 6, he didn't cut it in half for you and make you lose 3. So when he said 1, I was like, "Damn, you got off easy for that."
I just.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
just
thought-
the
see-
scale of this.
yeah,
Like, just look at
That's-
that fucking boat.
yeah. And this was supposed to be us getting away from the crazy, was getting back to the island, you know.
That's right.
And it's like, nope.
that was a bait and switch. Or as we can, I suppose.
Wherever's
should we just,
safe
like,
looking, the
go
safest
in the
place.
I don't want to ask how much longer this would take if maybe if you mentioned maybe having to split it into 2 sessions.
This
That might
would be
be
a good place to split it.
I've been here for the memes.
Oh, look at that.
Just here for the
Oh,
memes.
nice.
That's
Very
about right.
nice.
That's great.
maybe
No, it looks great, man.
Yeah.
So there's still parts of the island we can stop at? I'm going to the hotel. Let's go to the hotel.
I need a hard drink.
Yeah.
Well, let's at least get his character introduced and then say, all right, there he is. All right, have a good night, everybody.
That's right.
I can go a little bit longer. I know Emily's she's wanting to go to bed and try to get the baby to go to bed. And
Or with a frying pan right now, just
I won't
slap
lie,
it on
I'm
her head.
really fucking tired. Pretty much, yeah. I've been up since like this morning. Yeah, we go a little bit further. I'm not good at it. Let's do it.
Do we have any weaponry on the vessel?
I have my gun.
Shoot!
I think at most he'd have a. Yeah, at most, yeah, he'd have a pistol, I imagine. Right.
Yeah, I have a pistol is what I have.
Do they have the? Do they have their rifles trained on us right now? Okay. All right. Well, Bob would then just have his hand on his handgun, I guess, kind of holstered, but not like pulled out or anything.
Yeah, I would have mine on me, but not visible to them, maybe tucked in my back, and I would tell us our group to not do anything. Don't make any sudden movements or startle these men. They look like they're as in shock about this situation as we are.
What are their face? What do their faces look like?
He said Portuguese.
Well, yes, they're Portuguese, but the expressions on their face.
Expected? What do you mean expected?
Nope, nope, we gotta go.
Point up at the. What is happening here? What?
Wait, festival?
This is not normal.
It's not.
We just get some gas for the boat and we can be on our way.
I don't know if that'd be an option, boy.
What are the guns for,
Hey,
Arduino?
Any life in their eyes at all? Or they just look like. Rather not.
I mean,
It's
none
a
of us
group
would.
going.
I
We need
think.
to go the other way.
But we have tied off onto the docks, right?
Where we're at, so we're here.
And how many men does he have? How many men does Balduino have?
Yeah, one for each of you.
Right.
Any other
They're all
boats? Maybe we should steal another boat and get. Oh god, it's a cult. We're gonna die. You're gonna string us up like pigs, man.
shit. Yep. Nope.
Gus coming in clutch again.
God. Almost crit failed.
It's the other side.
Pointed out to the others. That
When I
That-
see it, is
that-
that exactly the same model we were looking for? The U-57 or whatever?
Uh, uh, I'll say we need to get some gasoline because we have to go back and get the Harvard team. We can. Festival's happening right now. But we'll be back. We'll be back by then. We've just got to go help the Harvard team. They're going to die if we don't. You sound straight crazy. I'm not going anywhere with you. I'm just going to start untying the boat. I mean, he's not, if the high priestess cares so much to have us at this festival, the high priestess probably doesn't want him to shoot me. So
I'm going to
he is
leave
giving
my.
me that information.
I'm going to try to get myself kind of partial cover slowly and ready myself to pull and shoot my gun if any of these men make an attempt to point their guns at him.
I'm gonna whisper as I go to do this. I'll say, Gus, if it matters that we are alive and at this festival, then I don't imagine that priestess will have asked. Will allow him to actually shoot us. Now help me.
I think Bob would also be trying to do the same thing as Corgan.
Yeah.
So,
Like an
Nice.
SOS.
I say, it must be MI6.
You said high priest or high priestess?
Sexist cult.
I at this point, I feel like I cannot share that information. I would have to, you know, still figure out what's going on with the situation at hand. But I completely saw it. I wouldn't want to give away that a secret signal was sent our direction.
Right. Yeah.
I at that point, I would probably tell everyone that maybe we should follow them and see where, go to the hotel with them and see what's happening at the hotel.
I'm gonna look back at you like, are you an idiot?
Just giving that look.
I don't know what to communicate to you here, but maybe I'd say something like, just because as an invitation, they need of us alive might be better, more benefits to choose a time to act in our own favor.
Bob was gonna start going with the Portuguese people. He's gonna turn back and say to Artie and Corgan and Riley, of course.
I don't think we'd be able to win a gunfight with them anyway. Come on.
I'm gonna just
And
say to him, are you going to shoot me if I don't come? My phone's ringing. Sorry, just a second.
Not Riley's just gonna drop his head in exasperation and just start
God.
trudging over behind Bob.
Are you?
Arthur's like, hold on, I know you
Okay.
said you'll kill me, but hold
Good.
on, I've got to pick up this.
Okay.
Uh-oh, look like Tommy's gone. Tommy, are you here?
No.
Drop party.
Drop party. Gotcha.
Oh, I'm so honored to have protection.
Let's just get this over with. Meander into a room.
I will. I will try to kind of, stealthily do it. I don't want to alert any of our guards. Of course, I'm not bloody one of them. I would. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Why have you come to this Forsaken Isle?
We came here to investigate a radio signal that was suspected to be coming from a German U-boat.
Which German U-boat?
One lost over 20 years ago during the Great War.
I'm gonna take a look over at Peter, and I'm gonna look back at you kind of frantically, just be like, are you talking about the one in the harbor?
Very possibly. We are unsure. We were under the suspicion that it sunk
Listen to me.
out in the water.
Listen to me. It did sink. It sank before the Great War. It was written off, and now it is here. Why are you here?
How long have you been on this island?
Maybe you're right. Maybe a week ago.
I take out of my pocket the
Both of us just put our hands up just immediately. Peter's in the corner. Ik muss nicht los nehmen. Ich muss nicht geschlossen. Nee. Halt, Peter, halt. Kommt aus, friend.
I hold up the name tag of Cleanse that I pulled off of the dead body in the water.
This is one of the members of the original crew was used from the 9 Unterseeboot. Where have you been on the ship?
No, all I found was this body in an underwater temple miles off the coast at the bottom of the ocean.
On the bottom of the ocean. What in God's name are you saying?
I have spent most of the day on the bottom of the ocean investigating a radio signal with my crew. And then as we come back, this island has been transformed into this hellhole with this giant acropolis at the center of it.
Where's the rest of your crew? Are they alive?
Yes. The boat captain and his crew and a team from the Harvard College, America, are all missing. But the crew that I worked with from the Miskatonic University held captive in this hotel until we are supposed to meet some high priest.
See, Keeper, what is the injury? What is the state of the injury of Peter? It's like a leg wound. Is he beaten up? Like, okay. I will go over and I will tell him in German. I'll tell him that I'll be right back. I'll say, take me to your crew. We have much to discuss, and time is of the essence. They are doing something. There's something going on. They've let loose all of the ships, and it is something is happening. We must speak together.
I let him know. How am I supposed to trust you? You could be behind all of this, you and your Nazi party.
Listen to me. This has nothing to do with the Führer. This has nothing to do with fascism, communism, political appliance, nothing. Neil, this is something grosser than that. Do you understand? Something that we can't even understand. Take me to a team now. We have no time. We have no time to bicker. And don't shoot me.
And don't shoot. As he was pulling out his gun.
Are you armed?
What? Yes, I have arms.
Do you have any weapons?
Nine. They have taken our weapons.
Can he walk?
I do not
I
wish.
point at Peter.
I do not wish to irritate the wound. We leave my compatriot here.
I kind of I tisk like, follow me. And I go to. Is everyone else in one, or are they in separate rooms? Well, I thought we were all being held in the hotel somewhere, right?
We are.
Yeah.
Figure wherever Gus went, Bob would likely be there.
Arthur, you're muted right now, but are you, Tommy? You're muted. Or do you know where your character?
I actually, I don't know if you can or not, but I had to step out on a phone call, so I don't. Like when I left, we were arguing with the guys on the boat, and when I came back, you were talking to Nazi.
We got escorted to the hotel, and we're being held at the hotel, but we're being the hotel is pretty much, I think, empty except for us, but we're being held captive.
Yeah, I knew we shouldn't have went with them. We should have just left the boat somewhere else and tried to.
So would you have tried to escape from the hotel, or what would you do?
I would be trying to figure out a way. My sanity fail made me afraid of this giant ass. I'm right outside.
Right.
And I explained this situation of I was, while we were being held by Balduino at gunpoint, I saw at the hotel someone giving a distress signal from one of the rooms, and I went to investigate that room and found this German and another German who was injured, and he says that what we're experiencing here is something that is so monumental that we all need to listen to what he has to say.
So these people wanted to take us, and instead of running away, the one thing that made you want to go ahead and allow them to take us prisoner was German Nazi.
Yeah, four men with rifles, and they said that they didn't want to, but they would shoot us if we didn't go with them.
Shot might not have been the worst.
Yeah, my hands are up in the air, by the way.
Right.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Americans.
Oh my god. That's... wow, okay.
I don't have very far to go with the sanity. Okay.
Whoop,
Right.
Tommy dropped out again.
I've got to run. So
Let's just call it here, guys.
I mean, you can go without me if you want, and just catch me up
No.
later. There'll be another
We'll,
session.
we'll just call it here. We'll do it next time. Yeah, we'll do it next time.
Right.
I figured that'd be a
And we
good
got
point.
to take care of for the last 4 hours, so I have to take a break.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yes.
Good luck.
baby.
So,
Yeah.
Just mine.
so
Alright,
does
see you guys
anyone
later.
realize why I put
See ya.
that slip in there in the general?
No.
What?
Did I not in here? Where did I put that thing? Oh, in the one shots
What did you
image
put?
of a sliver, might sliver. At the very beginning when he showed us the first map, in my head I was like, oh my god, that looks straight up like a might sliver.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
Nice.
All these guys look like Dopey to me in my mind.
Dopey.
No, they're all Dopey. They're all exactly copies of him.
Just
That's
you, Dopey. It's just Dopey with a slight tan.
All of them carrying rifles. Fucking Dopey. Yes. I must go and prepare for the festival. The high priest, and he's the fucking high priest.
Oh, he's just
Honestly,
talking in third the whole time.
Yeah, he's just talking in third person the entire time.
Just goes out and dresses out. It's still him.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Still
like we
evil
asked,
Dopey.
like, hey, we talked to the high priest. The high priest said this. It's like, no, the high priest never told you that. How do you know?
Oh.
Obviously, we're gonna go to the Lady in Anguish.
Oh, you should put that into a Portuguese Google Translate and get that too.
I mean, it's got a house, a giant eldritch octopus high priest. So yeah. That's pretty scary.
Yeah, that was all. Like, get ready.
It was a setback. Are we gonna call this place Tempest Keep?
Should.
What
Hopefully,
was
we
the
don't
name
get
of
sued.
the island? Horta.
Porta.
Horta.
Storm a brewing.
There's always a storm brewing.
All right. Who did it?
Did what? Yeah.
And those goddamn dolphins.
Not you. I'm not gonna lie. The Cthulhu wave was actually pretty good. I didn't get to use it to the very end right there
Yeah, it was pretty good actually, yeah.
for something called Cthulhu wave. Synth spirit. That's huge. Oh, excellent. We can actually go into the submarine. That's where we're gonna crap our pants.
That's our way out.
Yeah.
It might end up being our way out.
Could be.
Okay.
That's what I'm worried about.
No. That's rarely how this shit works.
How much sanity did Bob Shaw start out with?
Bob I think started off with 60,
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
So are you still like where you at now? 40?
38.
Oh my god.
It's been bad. It's been
Yeah,
bad.
you've probably taken the most hits, I would say. I know Corgan took a few, but
I mean, yeah, it's 60, so. Yep. Right. That's true. None of us have dipped into that yet.
so how do you dip into your luck again? You just dip into it and that subtracts the difference? But you can't add a luck roll to say like you pushed something and you failed to push. You can't just luck your way up on that, right? Like it would be like you either have to choose one or the other. Can you? Because that'd be busted. Because that would just mean that you could just always push, and then if you didn't make it on the push, well, then your cop out is just use your luck base. So
Yeah,
I would
if you
assume you
have
can
the
only do
luck
one or
though.
the other. Yeah.
Because like you only have so many luck points and they're gone. Like when you use them,
Right.
they're gone. So if you fail
Yeah.
a roll by 50 luck and you use 50 luck, then you don't have any luck.
Well, here's the thing though. Like if I pushed and failed by 50, I think using the luck would be better than having that terrible disadvantage of having that push roll fail on you. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
why I'm
yeah.
wondering if that's a thing.
In a longer
But then you
game,
can only do it
instead of a
once for the entire
one
campaign.
shot,
It's better
yeah,
than
in a longer
turning into a
thing,
fish
it would
dude.
be really terrible.
That's all I'm saying. Because if you could do that, technically you should just save it for that failed push roll. But I don't think you can do that. I think you'd be against the rules if you think about the way the rules are set up. Because the push should be like your desperation ability, right? And then your luck should just be like, well, for the sake of continuing on this thought process, I'm going to use the luck here, so that way I can maybe glean some information from this roll. Because this seems to be more like investigation than it seems like actually like fighting something. Like it's
Oh,
more
no.
important that you're getting to the bottom of something.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's Call of Cthulhu mostly anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that, and I'm like, well, that'd be busted, right? Because I mean, essentially, you just save your luck for a failed push roll. Right. It depends on the church, man. I mean, that could actually lower your sanity.
Uh,
Got him.
Yes.
Your credit bottomed out.
Yeah.
Nice.
He was. Oh man. I loved that. Yeah, because Dan was his driver.
yes.
Yep. But he didn't die. He didn't do anything basically.
The only thing he
lived.
the only
hit
thing
the
that
car.
the only thing
hit
he
the car.
the only thing he fears more than eldritch abominations is predatory loans.
Yep.
What is the name of that cult that was like the Comet Hailbop that was gonna be coming over and they killed
Heaven's
themselves? Yeah, dude, we need to do a Call of Cthulhu Heaven's Gate and like stream it.
You know, there's a Heaven's Gate documentary that's about to come out on, I think, HBO.
Well, you know, there's 2 people from that cult that are still around, and their whole thing was they weren't allowed to die. They weren't allowed to do that. They had to stay behind to continue the whole thing.
Yeah.
So they've been maintaining that website since like.
Do you know where they
forever.
live?
Probably in Arkansas.
Yeah, they live outside of Hot Springs.
All the worst things happen in Arkansas.
No.
Well, it didn't happen in Arkansas. It happened in Florida, but
Well, I
I see
mean,
what you mean.
people like it's like the KKK and all these people up in like Harrison, Arkansas, and it's like the most racist place in the world.
Well, it's really weird where they decided to live because they have kind of a commune over on the outskirts of town, and it's over by this place in America called Hell's Half Acre, where just nothing grows, and there's this big pit in the ground. Because I don't know if you guys know this, it's a very geologically active area around there. Basically, the hot spot that originally created the Kimberlite pipe in Murfreesboro has kind of made its way upwards towards them, and so there's a place over there in that area where it's just a cavern that goes in at an angle into the ground, and the Native Americans believe that there was not a fallen angel, but basically a demon that lives in there and screams all night, and that's the reason why there's no life around there, and there's nothing living there, and they decided to move over there.
I just imagine that's where it's the sun rises and the sun's just screaming the whole time.
Yep.
But yeah, dude. Okay. Well, yeah, we should do a Comet Hailbot thing. So, what church can we go to? If we go to we go to a Buddhist church, can we get our sanity back? I feel like if you go to the one that's there on the island, it's just gonna kill you.
Probably. But I mean, I think that's going to be true of anywhere we go.
Yeah,
probably.
it's like you have that, or what is the Westboro Baptist?
Yeah, that's up here where we're at. You go take a picture from their place. Before you could get in there, all right? You have to actually be crazy.
You have a sanity minimum you have to meet before they let you in. Oh man.
He's under the threshold. Welcome to the flock.
I will. Like I have to because I mean I've done it already, but there have to be longer exchanges between us where I'll like.
Just slipping.
We gotta come on, Riley. Let's go. My name's not